Hello and welcome to the Best Boys Podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Vince.
You know that feeling when you find out something and you're real happy about it? I'm gonna Ben Affleck officially not directing Batman standalone movie.
But is he doing it?
Depends on the script.
Okay.
Still.
So, but he's not directing it.
Yeah. So hold on, I'll check that. As you've probably heard by now, Ben Affleck is no longer directing the standalone Batman movie. He will remain on the project as a producer and as its star, with a screenplay written by Affleck, Jeff Johns, and Chris Terrio. But the studio will soon be on the hunt for a new director. All things being equal, I don't blame him one bit. It's a potential setback for DC Films' universe, but it's also another indication that we shouldn't accept Affleck to save an artistically struggling cinematic universe single-handedly. Anyways, what did you watch?
So I rewatched all the Harry Potter movies for probably the 500,000th time. Okay, have you heard of the movie with Zac Efron and Adam Devine, I think his name is? It's Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
I have heard of that.
It's really good. Like, okay, you probably wouldn't actually like it because it's funny in a bit of a stupid way.
You wouldn't like it because it's funny. I like funny movies.
Well, you don't like
I don't like movies that are supposed to be serious that are just
okay.
Shit.
It's not supposed to be serious.
Yeah,
okay, so then
serious, it's funny.
So if you probably like it. So yeah, it's got Zac Efron, Adam Devine. It's also got Anna Kendrick, and I can never remember the other girl's name. Yeah, her. Great movie. That was a good movie. I don't think there was. I think that might have been it for movies, actually.
What TV shows did you watch besides The Usuals?
The Usuals.
Alright. I didn't watch any movies, I don't think. Well, I finished I'm Not a Serial Killer, which I talked about last week. I started watching that. Good movie. I started watching the 2006 TV show Jericho that only had 1.5 seasons. It's a nuclear mushroom cloud appears on the horizon, and for the residents of Jericho, a small Kansas town, it could mean they're the only Americans left alive. Fear of the unknown propels Jericho into mayhem, causing the town to come apart at the seams. There's a lot of post-nuclear bombing shows.
Yeah, but that doesn't even like
that's not like a bunch of 1,000 years behind, like no, after. It's just like right when it happened.
Is the mushroom cloud like actually like huge, like across like the whole rest of the country, or is it like in a spot and they're just really stupid?
No, they thought it was just in Denver because that's where it looked like it was coming from, and then later on you find out that like multiple places in the U.S. were bombed.
Oh, okay. So it's really highly illogical for them to be the last, because why would they bomb all these different places but leave just Jericho?
No, they think they're the only ones alive.
Yeah, so it's illogical that they would be.
Yeah, but that's just it's a small town, and
full of crazy.
They saw that all these other places had been bombed. I think the place they was like Denver, San Diego for some reason, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and like a couple others were all bombed.
There's this movie, I think it's in Australia, and these kids are out camping in this spot called something Hell, something like that.
Is that is the place the title of the movie?
No, it's like it's not The Day After Tomorrow. That's a different movie, but it's something Tomorrow, I think.
Oh yeah, I also watched the first episode of an Australian show called The Clever Man, which is the most ridiculous show ever. While you're looking that up, I'll reimagine several stories of an Aboriginal dream time in a modern superheroic context and reflects on racism, asylum seekers, and border protection. It is something because there's the Australians, and then instead of having like it be against the Aboriginals, like how it would have been back in the day, they're the hairy people. It's just people that are very hairy, not even joking.
And what's the context of the show? Is it just like they're...
well, I only watched the first episode.
Okay.
But the Clever Man is like a mystical thing, I think, and he's the main character's uncle or grandfather, and then at the end of the first episode, he dies and the main character becomes the Cleverman. John Cleverman, if you will. I think the Harrys are on Earth longer than humans, is what they say.
Okay.
But they're only kept in, like, this tiny refugee camp.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed to leave.
Alright, so I found it.
Okay.
And this kind of reminds me of what you're saying, except for the nuclear explosions or anything like that, the bombings. But it's called Tomorrow When the War Began. It was a 2010 movie. It says, when their country is invaded and their families are taken, 8 unlikely high school teenagers band together to fight. So basically, they're out camping for, I think, like a weekend or whatever, and then they come back, and everybody's gone. And I think they saw the airplanes kind of flying over them one night, and they didn't understand, like, whatever it was. And so they end up, like, finding all their families and everything, but they're so outnumbered they can't do anything to help them right away. They go and stay at somebody's house for a little while, and then they just end up fighting this war. Basically, it's them against this. I don't even know where this military's from. I do know that they're like a Asian military. I don't know what country, but I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it's kind of indie.
Well, it's apparently based off of a book, and ABC has picked it up for a 6-episode, 1-hour TV series starting sometime this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it has its own website, so I was like trying to figure out what that was about. Tomorrow When the War Begins, airing Sunday nights at 6 p.m. on ABC. It's not going to be the movie.
Yeah, if it's like, you said 6 episodes for an hour. Yeah, it's not going to be the movie.
So if you want to make a kids or a teen show that's somewhat post-apocalyptic, you make it so that they can do what they want. Like, there's no real rules for them. You go, it's post-apocalyptic, let's do that. Like, Shannara Chronicles is a bunch of years after a nuclear bomb, but also people have fucking magic powers on that show, and that show is ridiculous. The 100 is 97 years after nuclear war, nuclear fallout. And Jericho is during nuclear stuff. This is after bombing and invasions. How many shows do you think there are that are just a country or a place is bombed and then they're just like, all right, we do what we want now?
So we're only counting. You said post-apocalyptic, but are we counting like zombie shows, like The Walking Dead?
No, because that's just
nuclear fallout of some sort. Probably 10, 11 maybe. There's a show, I think it's called Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution is one.
But
I started
they weren't
watching
nuclear.
That show. They weren't. It was all the power.
Yeah.
Jericho, that's Aliens. That's Walking Dead. Revolution, The 100, Colony, Under the Dome was not post-apocalyptic show at all. Do you remember Under the Dome?
A little bit. I didn't watch it much. It was like a Stephen King one.
Yeah, wasn't that a Stephen King thing? Where, like, they're like, this is my idea of how they pitched a show. You remember the Simpsons movie. What about that, but serious? We put them in a dome, okay? But they can't get out. And there isn't a hole at the top. And then the whole boardroom applauded.
It's kind of funny you mentioned the Simpsons movie, because I was honestly thinking about that movie last week. I was at the library because I saw it. I remember when I actually saw that in theaters. My cousin brought me to take it. It was funny. Yeah.
So most of these post-apocalyptic shows are like...
Did you say Terra Nova?
I did not say Terra Nova, but Terra Nova is on here. It's either nuclear war, virus, or aliens. Those are the 3 things that make for a post-apocalyptic show.
But the only like zombie. Well, there's several zombie.
There's a lot of zombie ones now. There's The Walking Dead. There's Z Nation on Sci-Fi. I think that's a comedy from what I've seen. There's Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if The Strain is a zombie show. I think Strain is a vampire show, if I'm not...
Z Nation is action, comedy, drama.
What is Strain? Strain is a viral outbreak with hallmarks of an ancient evil strain of vampirism. Guillermo del Toro made that? Huh. The more you know. That show's supposed to be really good if you can sit through it. Like the first season. Cutting all this out.
And then, then they take these post-apocalyptic movies, and they, like, mostly, like, the Fallout ones and zombies, and then they make them into video games, which even gets more teens and kids into it.
If they're good.
But, like, you have, like, Fallout, the video game Fallout.
That has nothing to do with shows.
No, I know. I'm not saying the shows, though, in general. I'm just saying they take these ideas from the shows and put them into video games. It's not always based off the exact same thing, but it's same principle of post-apocalyptic things, and then people just love playing that because they want to be part of it in some way.
There was a show, Defiance. It was a science fiction Western drama. It was on Sci-Fi. I think when they premiered the show, they also launched a MMO. They had a game, Defiance. It was supposed to be like the show. It was a World of Warcraft style game, except for set in the Defiance universe, and no one played it because why would you? Yeah, I think that and The Walking Dead are the only ones that have had video games. Walking Dead, that's a great game. Not the Telltale one, the original Walking Dead game. The Oscars are sometime soon. I think in 4 weeks, the Oscars are happening. And so they've announced the nominees. You want to hear some of these nominees?
Yeah, let's do it.
For Best Picture, Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. How many of those have you seen? That's what. Yep.
I am interested in seeing. You said you saw La La Land, right?
I did.
It was good.
It was.
Yeah, kind of was interested in seeing that at some point.
I think Arrival comes out on DVD in like 2 weeks.
I heard it wasn't as great as a lot of people say.
That's because people went in it really wanting it to be an alien invasion movie. They weren't like.
One of my friends went and saw it, and he said he had to leave before even the end of it because it was just so repetitive. Like, it was go to the giant floating rock thing, their spaceship, and then back to wherever, go back and forth. They did that like 3 times before like anything actually happened.
That's because they're trying to learn about them, and they're going back to do their studies and stuff.
Yeah.
And Your Friend is an Idiot, because that's a great movie. I know. I honestly hate people going off the Oscars thing. I hate people that are like, "Oh, this movie's too boring." It's a movie where you have to think. I'm gonna walk out. Like when I saw Inception for the first time, I went with a friend, and 10 minutes in, he just stood up and walked out, and I just sat there, and he's like, "Come on," and I was like, "No, I'm gonna stay and watch this." He's like, "Come on." And then I stayed there and watched it, and then he sat in the lobby and waited for me. I was like, you should have just fucking sat in the movie theater and watched it because you wasted more time. Like, I would never walk out of a movie because it's slow. I would only walk out of a movie because, like, it was actually terrible. Like, if it was a movie that I saw and it was, like, supposed to be a really great movie, like, it was, like, a Sundance movie or something, and then it turns into being, like,
well, yeah, we didn't
Swiss
see
Army
it.
Man.
Yeah.
If I was going to go see a movie and it turned out to be like that, I'd be like, I would walk out. If I went to see a serious movie and it was supposed to be like that, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Don't walk out of theaters unless it's an actually bad movie. If you think the movie's slow, don't walk out of the theater, because it probably gets really good. That's a tip for the kids out there. Okay, back to this. Actor in a leading role, Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea, Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Ryan Gosling, La La Land, Denzel Washington, Fences, and Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic.
So, isn't there a new show coming out about, I think it's spanned off of the DC universe type thing that's going on, and it's for, which is, it's kind of funny that they're getting a show now for it, but I know it's, what is it?
You're talking about, like, the Unpowered show or whatever?
Yeah.
That's not even like a...
Oh, it's not?
It's not a comic book or anything, it's just their...
Okay. Because I thought it was saying something, like, I thought I heard it say something about, like, Batman, and then...
Oh, it's a DC show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not like a comic book or anything.
No, I know. I'm just
Powerless.
saying, I think it's funny how it's already spanning off of that DC stuff into a show. How, like, Marvel's done it. Well, I guess DC's already has shows, so I guess never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the first one to do like it's a comedy.
Yeah.
And literally none of them are superheroes. It's just based in a world with superheroes and it's watching these normal everyday people.
You know it's gonna be good because they have the pilot of The Firefly, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, they have Alan Tudyk, they have Ron Funches, they have Danny Pudi.
Vanessa Hudgens.
For some reason.
They needed a pretty face in there.
Sure. Sure. She's a. Sure.
Sure.
All these are pretty much the same as all these Oscars are pretty much the same as the Golden Globes. I'm just trying to see the animated feature films, all the exact same as the Golden Globes. Still rooting for My Life as a Zucchini because that's still up for a thing.
Oh, do you remember seeing commercials for that movie? I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was about the guy who he went to this place to find love, and if he doesn't find love, he turns into an
lobster.
A lobster.
Or Lobster. Yeah, the name of the movie is Lobster.
Did you ever see it, or did you hear about it?
I heard about it. I wanted to see it, but I could never find it anywhere. I think it premiered at Fantastic Fest last year or 2 years ago. It was supposed to be actually really good. Everything I've heard, it was actually a very good movie.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
With who's in this? Is that Colin Farrell?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. Lobster. That was
I don't know what the ending is, but I want to know if he turned into a lobster or not.
The Lobster. My bad.
Yeah, the lobster. But I want to know if he turned into a lobster.
Most of the movies that come out of Fantastic Fest or any film festival in general are usually way better than the big studio ones. Like Green Room is probably one of my favorite movies from last year. I think I've talked about it on here before.
Yeah, you have several times.
The Lobster was Fantastic Fest. I think let's check out any movie that if you see a trailer for it, it says Sundance top pick or something like that. That means it's probably a really good movie. But those are usually the artsy movies, the ones that actually have dialogue instead of just running around doing nothing for an hour and a half. And did you see Triple X, Xander Cage?
No, I want to, but I want to see the State of the Union first.
You don't have to.
I know I don't have to, but I like doing that. Where I'll see that one too, and then I'll go see it. It's not Valentine's Day is not next week, right? No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So on Valentine's Day, I don't. My girlfriend and I are planning on seeing The Space Between Us with the kid who's born in Mars. On Mars. Yeah. Yeah, Asa Butterfield. Forgot he was in that. I forgot that was him. I'm kind of excited to actually see that. It looks kind of funny too, because he's never seen a horse before, and he's
it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those movies where the main character doesn't know anything, so he's really cringy to watch him figure everything out. So you're like, ooh, that kind of thing. Oh, speaking of movies that, how about that Dog's Purpose video that came out, huh?
Oh yeah, throwing the dog in the moving water thing.
So apparently it's 2 different videos, separate days. The first one was them trying to get the scene done and trying to get him used to the water. Mm-hmm. Because they have to train them to get used to if they're going to do a stunt like that. So they're trying to get him used to the running water. And then the second day was actually doing the stunt. Mm-hmm. And the dog, they didn't stop the water and the dog hit the wall and went under.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, that's at the very end of the video.
Okay, I saw a thing on it on Facebook, but I just saw, the only things I saw was them showing, the guy trying to throw him into the water. It looked like he looked like he was trying to throw him into the water, and then it was also, it just showed the cages and stuff of where they got the animals from. It was just explaining, the movies get their...
Was it PETA's video?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nicole Kidman signed on for Aquaman. That's...
Okay.
And Yaha Abdul-Mateen II. Who do you think that is? If you had to guess who that person is.
Probably... I think isn't he the guy who played Black Panther?
That's just racist, dude.
No,
he's not in anything.
Oh, never mind then.
He's in the Netflix original show, The Get Down. He's gonna be in Baywatch.
Okay. I saw another trailer for Baywatch, and it looks so stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid. Because they're lifeguards solving, it looks like some sort of drugs smuggling crime or whatever.
That's pretty much what the show was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
They put it... Oh, my God.
It's,
But with Zac Efron and The Rock, it's gonna be kind of stupid, I feel.
That's something we should talk about. So, they did 21 Jump Street, which was an old show that got turned into a movie.
It too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a show with Johnny Depp. That's
Oh.
why he was in the movie at the end, or in the first one at the end. He was one of the guys who was undercover. He takes off the nose, the fake nose. They're making Baywatch. They're making a Chips movie for some reason.
What was Chips?
It's Eric Estrada, and they're like California Highway Patrol motorcycle officers, and it's just them solving crimes and stuff, or stopping crimes. And then they're making that into a show with Dax Shepard into a movie, with Dax Shepard, Michael Pena, the guy that was in, he's Luis in Ant-Man, the main friend. Yeah.
He was funny, I like him.
And it's, from what I've seen of the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be not good. They didn't really get any big names. They got Dax Shepard, Mike Pena, and no other big names, and they're not really big names either. So they're doing that. They're doing shows into movies, but they're also doing the making old movies into shows now, with The Exorcist, Lethal Weapon. I think it started with Bates Motel, kind of, doing the origin story of Psycho.
So, going back to Nicole Kidman not being on Aquaman. Well, you just, you brought that up and then you tossed it. But her rumored character is somebody called Atlanta, and I'm thinking, she's the one who must have, raised Aquaman, it looks like. I'm just looking at images on Google. It's either that or a love interest, but I'm guessing the person who raised him, from a kid. Now he can jump again, because, we like jumping.
I didn't think there was really much to talk about with that. I was just bringing up the fact that Nicole Kidman was going to be an Aquaman. I just think it's hilarious where I'm talking about something and you're like, remember that thing we were talking about 6 minutes ago? Let's bring that back up.
Why not? It's a good topic.
35 movies being currently Taken is being turned into a show?
Oh, I saw that.
What the fuck, dude?
Wait, did that... I couldn't tell. I just saw it really briefly when I was upstairs, doing whatever, and does it have Liam Neeson?
No, not at all.
No, I didn't. I wasn't sure.
He would not do that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, Divergent isn't gonna. The next movie is gonna be just a TV movie. That's not a TV show, though. I think who was it? Someone said that they're not gonna be in it because it's gonna be a TV movie. I think it was Miles. Was Miles Teller in that?
Yeah.
I think he said he's not gonna be in it.
Okay.
Hitch, the Will Smith movie, where he helps where he helps people find love, is gonna be turned into a show. Oh, let me say, Lost Boys, Marley and Me.
Please no. This has to be. Some of these have to be fake.
Probably, but every episode a dog dies.
Oh my gosh.
You're waiting for the big twist and the dog just dies.
I'm watching. He never actually died. I'm watching the Taken trailer for the show. It's just on silent, but yeah, it looks, I don't know, it seems weird. I never saw the Taken movies, but
I saw the first two. The first one was good. It was great. It was good for the concept, for being an original concept and whatever. The second one was where they started going downhill because it was the daughter trying to find the dad who was trying to find the mom. And then the third one was, I don't even fucking know. Just
I'm not completely understanding the concept of who he's trying to find right now in this show.
I don't know either. Honestly.
But it kind of looks like he might just be somebody who tracks people down, because he was he looked like he was in a hospital bed in this trailer, and then he was approached by somebody in a suit, and it's after that he goes into he's different places looking for people, it looked like. So.
As former CIA agent Brian Mills deals with a personal tragedy that shakes his world, he fights to overcome the incident and exact revenge. Gotcha. So what it looks like is his something dies, wife and or daughter, and then he goes to find those people that
I think it might have just been a girlfriend.
a female counterpart to his character dies.
Because they're on a train here, and
because if they're on a train, that means girlfriend. You don't bring your wife on a train. What are you, a schlub?
Well, I'm not saying that. They just don't look like they're married. They're not married. I just saw his left hand. There's no ring.
What are you, an asshole? Don't bring your wife on a train. Come on now. So, talking about movies being turned into shows, what movie would you want to be turned into a show? Besides any comic book movie. The Fast and the Furious cartoon. Remember oh no, you wouldn't remember this, but I don't even remember it either. I just know it's a thing. All, 80s kids kind of movies got turned into cartoons. Ghostbusters got turned into a cartoon. Beetlejuice got turned into a cartoon.
Movie into a show.
I would say a Harry Potter, not based on Harry Potter, but a show based in the world.
That world of Harry
would
Potter
be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I was kind of leaning towards the Percy Jackson stuff without Logan Lerman, without him, just completely new cast.
Yeah,
but more accurate than the movies were.
I think you bring that up.
I do. I know. That's why I was waiting to I do. I always I like the series.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of things you always bring up, that you ever seen Miss Peregrine?
Hey, let's not talk about that.
It's out on DVD.
I know it is. We're not talking about that. But no, I love the series, and there's so many there's so much that can be spun off of it, that has been spun off of it from his writing, and that I think it would be good to see. I think it'd be, and I think it's you'd be able to do more with it as a show than you would with a movie.
Well, if we're going that route, The Vampire's Apprentice, the Cirque du Freak books, or movie, that was shit with John C. Reilly, should be turned into a serious teen drama show on the MTV
I
or
watched
the CW.
that with you.
Yeah, because I read all of those. I think that was the only book series that I actually read by myself from start to finish, and I loved those books. And then they said they were making a movie, and I was like, yes. And then I saw it, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is nothing. Half the stuff isn't in the book. The girl, the love interest, not in the book.
They need a love interest because it's a movie.
It's a movie. They need a love interest because fuck it.
Yeah. But the other one, The Seventh Son that just came out, not just came out, but came out recently. Those were book series. They were small book series. I think that was kind of the same with The Vampire's Apprentice. They were smaller, right? A couple hundred pages or so per book.
The Seventh Son.
I think it's called the
movie.
No, the book series. It's
but the movie.
The movie is The Seventh Son
with Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore.
Yeah, the movie does not do the books justice. It's completely different. It looks like they might have tried to combine the first two books into the one movie, and that's why it's not as good. It doesn't have the quality of the books. Because I read the books and then I watched the movie, and not as good.
Not as good?
No. That's why we're not talking about Miss Peregrine's, because bad experiences.
You didn't see the movie, though.
I know.
But it's got a love interest. Is there a love interest in the book?
There is, but that's not the point. The love interest, I don't care about the love interest.
I don't think there's a love interest in Cirque du Freak in the first couple books until, spoilers, he gets to the Vampire Mountain. Oh shit, dude. Vampire Mountain.
Yeah, no, there is a love interest in Miss Peregrine's, but what I don't like about Miss Peregrine's is the peculiarities of the kids. At least for the one that I did see, they're not right. They changed them, or they switched them between characters, and that's not okay.
I'm looking at
especially for how the books play out, the powers for who has what, they need to be with those people because it all plays a role in the series or in the story. So that's why I'm a little skeptical about watching the movie.
33 books becoming movies this year. A Monster's Call was a book. Hidden Figures was a book. Live by the Night was a book. Yeah. Close this. I don't want to be on a mailing list. Dog's Purpose, obviously. 50 Shades of fucking... Obviously. The Circle is going to come out in April 20...
that was a book?
Yeah, Tom Hanks and Emma Watson.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
The Lost City of Z with Tom Holland, Charlie Hunnam, and Sienna Miller. Captain Underpants, I forgot that's being turned into a movie. Hopefully animated. 100% hopefully animated. Dark Tower is being turned into a movie. They're making Murder on the Orient Express into a movie. Wasn't that already a movie?
The what?
Murder on the Orient Express. It's an Agatha Christie book. They're making it with Daisy Ridley, so Rey from Star Wars, Johnny Depp, and Penelope Cruz. That's a cast. Do you think Johnny Depp is gonna be Johnny Depp when he talks like this the whole movie? That turned Italian at the end. World War Z 2 is gonna be a movie for some reason.
What was that one, Finding Z or whatever? The Lost City of Z.
With Tom Holland and Charlie Hunnam. Oh, they're making a Splinter Cell movie based on the books, not the game. The Glass Castle. So, pretty much just...
The Lost City of Z kind of reminds me of the Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Journey 2?
Yeah, both of them. Mostly Journey 2, though.
Those movies were terrible.
They were. The first one wasn't too bad. The second one with The Rock was just bad. The only thing I remember from that one, like the biggest thing I remember, is just The Rock every, 5 seconds going, do the pec pop, do it, do the pec pop, and he's like, then he starts popping his pecs.
Yeah, because that's before The Rock was doing actually good acting. Like he did Scorpion King, which he was just muscle. He did barely acted in that, and Get Smart or not Get Smart.
Yeah, Get Smart. He was in that.
Oh, he was in that, but there's another movie where it was like a stupid gangster movie, like a comedy gang movie. I don't remember, but I loved it for some reason. It had Vince Vaughn. It wasn't good.
Rock. It wasn't good, but it.
Because it was out in 2006 or something, so that's why I liked it. I was like, "Oh, The Rock."
Yeah, makes sense.
I like wrestling.
Southland Tales, no. Spy Hunter? No, wait, that's a video game. Not Gridiron Gang? No, because that didn't have Vince Vaughn. Oh, I forgot he was in Race to Witch Mountain. Be cool. I forgot he was in Race to Witch Mountain, though, too. The Rock.
Oh, yeah, he was on there. The remake of Race to Witch Mountain.
Yeah.
The original one came out in, the 80s, I'm going to say.
Be Cool with John Travolta and...
Yeah.
What's this even about? Disenchanted with the movie industry, Chili Palmer tries the music industry, meeting and romancing a widow of a music executive on the way. Alright.
And, anyways, thanks for listening. Rate and review us on iTunes. Please email us if you want us to talk about something in particular, bestboypodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Best Boys Podcast. And, watch good movies and don't walk out of theaters.